with an iPad. Are you okay? I'm genuinely concerned.
I just
What are you trying to do?
Just put it in plane mode.
What, that thing there? Airplane mode? You're taking the piss. Surely that was taking the piss.
I was panicking.
Wow. That was painful. Sorry, I was expecting this to
Right, I'm ready.
Giig It A Rest.
Yeah, actually, I'm...
Yeah, the pillows are a bit too much. You've got so many cushions. Since your birds moved in, there's just so many cushions. We've got one here that says hello. We've got all this going on.
Right, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready. So,
Cool.
what happened this morning?
Nightmare. I got up and I texted you and I was like, all intentions of being here super early.
Yeah.
And I was up early, did the ice bath, spoke about that a lot last week. Cold again, but my issue started when I went to leave the house. So
Okay.
the way that my brain works is that I knew I'd seen my car keys, but I was like, went to leave and I was like, where are my car keys? I was like, no, my car keys are second floor on the windowsill by the rabbit room. Right.
Yeah.
Go up there, they're not there. So I'd seen them at some point that morning and I knew they was on that windowsill and they weren't there. And then I basically was running around the house and I was like, where the fuck are these car keys? Ended up finding them in the pocket of my dressing gown.
Right, okay.
So I've woken up, I've seen them, I need those keys later. Put them in my dressing gown, completely forgot they're in there. So,
And you try and say you don't have ADHD?
well, I don't like to self-label.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of that goes on, this self-labeling stuff.
Yeah.
And I've never been, what's the word, diagnosed? I've never been tested for ADHD. So I'm always careful with that.
I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it? Like, would it make a difference if you were told you had ADHD? Or
No, probably not.
no?
So someone with ADHD, you were there that night. Do you remember we went to the pub with Travis's friends
Yes.
ages ago? One of his friends had
Trying
been...
to tell you.
Yeah, he was like, you need to go and get medication because your life would be so much better. I'm like, well, I'm kind of okay. Like, even
Oh,
if
right. So there would be a benefit to... You potentially could have medication for it.
Well,
I'm actually a bit clueless when it comes to ADHD.
Yeah, well, he basically said that he'd been recently diagnosed with ADHD and it changed his life because he's now on the medication and he finds that he can work so much better and he's more focused. And he was actually saying that, like, when he didn't have his meds, he would...
So we might be working with 50% Luke at the moment.
Can you imagine?
Bit of medication, mate. We could have 100%.
Get shit done.
We could be getting somewhere.
Actually do something.
Well, you'd certainly be here on time.
Yeah, I know. I really wanted to be on time today. If not, I wanted to be early because getting out of Aylesbury at the moment, this is really going to be like a localized podcast. Getting out of town at the moment is a fucking nightmare. There's just like traffic.
I've done that thing again. Have you clicked record?
Oh, I can check. But there's like traffic everywhere.
This is like you and the keys this morning.
Yeah, it's recorded.
Okay, cool.
There was just traffic everywhere. But anyway, I found my keys in the dressing gown pocket and I was like, cool, we're going. But then as I was like, so then I'm in a rush. So then I like leave the house, grab the bags, grab all the podcast stuff, leave the house, neighbours on the front drives, chatting to her, get in the car, shoot off. And I'm like,
ring me, saying you're going back home.
And I rang you, so I'm going back home.
I generally thought that meant like you're going home for the day.
Oh, no.
That's why I was like, oh, like, do you want me to come to you again?
No. It was just that like I was sat in traffic and then my brain went, you didn't close the door.
So what was the verdict? Did you close it?
I did close the door.
Oh, do you know what? I knew you would have.
I went all that way back.
It's one of
and I
those
closed it.
things.
Yeah.
But you would have sat here being like, did I close the door? I don't know.
Yeah, and that would really bug me because then I wouldn't be able to be here. And do you know where I probably picked that up from? Like, Sarah's got this weird thing about leaving the house. She's like, I'm not going to call it...
She's also got the everything's off thing as well.
She's like...
Every plug socket's off.
It's so...
Which is quite common. I've heard that. You know, like the...
Oh, yeah, we turn all the plug sockets off in the house all the time.
Which is like... Yeah, you might as well have an oven without a clock on.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. 100%. There's no point having a clock on our oven. Every time you use the oven, you've got to reset.
I bet there's actually loads of people that do that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I've never lived with anyone that does. This is the first time I've lived with someone. And it's almost
good for the electricity bill.
Yeah, it's good for it. Mate, talking about the fucking electricity bill, she has it on her phone, right? So she's like dialed in. And like if she's away for work or something, I might get a text being like, oh, Went mad on the electricity yesterday, did we? And it's like you can see the graph. It's just like rocketed up. Where she's not in, I'm like, fuck it, I'm turning all the plugs on.
Treated yourself, did you?
Yeah. I said, you know what? I'm gonna have the oven on all day. What you cooking? Nothing. So
double crispy potatoes.
leaving the house with her is a nightmare because she has to go around and check everything, and it's like the rabbit's away of this. I'm like, yes, it's all done, but then I'm on my own and I shoot out the door and I'm like, have I fucking closed the front door? So
I hate that.
Yeah, so I had to go back, but we're here. We made it in the end.
Well done.
So yeah,
well
thanks,
done.
mate. No, it's nice.
It's nice to record somewhere different.
It is. I was going to say that in your little place. Lots of shit around now. I notice.
Yep.
This very different world to what it used to be in here. It's like a jumble sale now. She won't listen to this.
Dear.
She doesn't listen. It's all right.
Good luck. That's a nervous laugh.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a nervous laugh. But like, yeah, you've gone from having next to nothing. So you got fucking Nutcracker over there. Christmas Nutcracker. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about the Christmas decks.
Yeah, they're up early doors. Not even in December yet. Christmas decks are up.
Yeah, well, it's half of them.
This is half.
Yeah, we've not gone full tree yet. There's a tree in the other room. Apparently, you have to have 2 trees.
Right.
It's a 2-tree kind of.
2-tree vibe.
Yeah.
Why do you need 2 trees?
I don't know.
You've got more trees than people in the flat.
Yeah, no.
So is there a main tree? So is that tree number 1 over there, or is that a third tree?
Well, no, that's not even the tree.
There's a tree next to you as well. So
yeah. Well, we'll have 4 trees then if you count. They're not trees though, are they? Really?
She's sneaking trees in, mate.
So
you're under the thumb now. She said 2 trees. You've got 4 trees.
Saying stuff like that.
It's all changed in here. And where your plants gone as well?
So I've given one away.
Right. Okay.
So this is from the episode 1.
Yep.
Given one away. On the plants note of things. So from episode 1, I've repotted quite a few of them with like a new bag of soil. I think that soil might have had some flies in it. So if you see any flies now, we've got all these little midgies that are flying around. Yeah. Hey, look.
This is going to be a good. It's going to be a good podcast, isn't it? But yeah, I see it on the window.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's the latest of you then?
Weekend?
Yeah.
Do you do much? Do you know what? Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing if you've got anything. Because last week I was editing last week's one.
Do you know what?
I asked you. I was like, "You been up to much?" You're like, "No." I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fantastic."
Yeah. Well, you caught me off guard. I didn't really know that.
You spoke more last week.
Yeah.
Actually, I still heavily dominated it. I think if you look at the audio channel, but yeah, no, good weekend. What did I do? Did get taken to Wicked. That happened.
How was it?
Yeah, I was talking about that. Do you know what? It was all right. It's 3 hours though. Do you know that? Are you aware?
Is it
3 hours? 2 hours 45 minutes.
Right. Because is this all credit? Is it loads of credits though?
All credits. Yeah, 2 hours of credits.
No. For fuck's sake. Like ads and that is what I meant.
Right. No, it's a long film even with the ads. Maybe there's half an hour of ad. I don't know. I really don't know. But Sarah was like badgering about going, and she was like she wanted to go on Friday night. And I ideally didn't, so we compromised and we went on Friday night.
Right.
It was one of those. And Aylesbury Odeon was like slammed.
Right, okay.
Apart from she was like, oh, they've got spaces at 10 p.m. I was like, it's a 3-hour film. I was like, I'm going to be asleep. Like, I'm going to struggle.
So you went at 10?
No.
Oh.
I was clever. I was like, I'll look at High Wycombe. So I looked at High Wycombe, and there was a 7:30 showing, right? So she was like, might be a bit tight from work.
Right.
Anyway, she gets back Friday.
Yep.
Also, just on Wicked, I think to answer your question, I would like to know a review from someone that's not seen the theatre production, because it's really highly rated, but I reckon it's just all the people that love the theatre are going, and they're like, it's amazing.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to get someone's opinion if they've not been to the theatre to see it, because...
But my guess is if they've not been to the theatre to see it, that's probably not their cup of tea.
Yeah, maybe.
So then you're probably gonna
get all the theatre lot.
Someone who loves Star Wars go and sit and be like, rubbish. They sang the whole time.
Yeah, and it's only part 1 as well.
Oh, is it?
So it only goes up to the interval. The finish of Wicked is where the interval is. The finish of the
first. I was talking about Wicked.
It's mad, isn't it?
Tune in next week to see it. To see my review once I've seen it. It's like...
Yeah. Are you going to go?
Oh, maybe. I'll see.
But yeah, so it's a 2 hour 45 film. I think, like I say, a lot of people...
Gladiator 2 is the one that I want to watch.
My brother went to see that.
Really?
Have you seen it?
No, but I've read reviews before, before that came, or as it came out, and it was mixed.
Was it mixed?
It's one of those things where I think like the original was just
so good. The original is such a good film. You can't
do you call it Gladiator 2, or do you just kind of?
I'd have probably
go for a different film.
Probably left it. Is Russ in it?
No, well, I don't think so. You got Denzel Washington in it.
Denzel's in it.
Denzel,
big name.
How's he doing?
Big Denner's in the game. But yeah, 2 hours 45. I would say that if you've not seen the theatre, I don't know how much you'd enjoy it, but I actually thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, we were pushing it for time, right?
Would it surprise you if Lucy cried?
Nah.
No, yeah.
Nah, Lucy didn't cry. Oh, did she cry?
Oh, she's seen it.
Oh, right. Yeah, twice already, or?
No, once.
Once, right. Yeah, no, I 100% put her down as a crier. I was looking at Sarah the whole time. She was like chuffed to bits, like smiling. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But we went to get a bit of food beforehand and we were pushing it. And obviously, because everyone's descended to see this film, we're waiting, right? Nando's is like full to the max. So the woman's like, you're going to have to wait. So we're like, okay, we'll wait. We'll push it. Anyway, food comes. I'm eating, enjoying my meal. I can tell she's itching on the other side of the table because she's like looking at her watch. Right, like, it starts at 7:30. It's now like 7:33 or whatever.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, but the first bit's always ads.
I know, right? This is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm like, chill out. We got time. She's like, oh, we really need to go now. I'm like, I'm just trying to finish my meal. Anyway, soon as like literally my last gulp, that's it. I'm off. Like I'm being whipped in. It's 3 hours. I'm like, do you know what? I'll treat myself to some snacks. Zero chance. Like frog marched straight past all the snacks. I was like, I need a wee. And it was like, she looked at me as if to say, you're going to go for a piss. And I'm like, yes, it's 3 hour film. Anyway, get in there, sat and watched 25 minutes of ads. I was like, fuck's sake. I came out as a cinema. I was spitting feathers. I was like, I'm not joking. I was spitting feathers. I was like, I've got a mouth like Gandhi's flip flop. Need to whip round to Sainsbury's, get a bottle of water before it closes. So, like, legit. It's not even a joke. We parked round the back of the Sainsbury's in Wickham, and she ran in and got a bottle of water because I was like, I couldn't say anything when I come out. She was like, "What do you think of the film?" I couldn't speak. So that was wicked.
Yeah, dear.
And
wicked.
then on
wicked, yeah, dear.
And then on Saturday, got marched to see Hayley and Rowan, which was nice.
Yep.
Went to that place, you know, where I always forget the bloody name of it. Where's Clarkson's farm? That little town.
Diddley Squat.
No, not Diddley.
Chipping Norton.
Yeah, so we went to Chipping Norton. Do you know what? I actually noticed, you know, when we did the cycle up to my dad's?
Yep.
Went through a lot of the routes. Like, I was like, oh, me and Andy cycled this bit, like when we did the cycle to Chipping Norton. And went to Hayley, went to see them too. That was really nice. Went for a walk. And this is another car keys incident, right?
Right, here we go.
So Saturday, pissing it down. What do I need?
A rain jacket.
Rain jacket.
Yeah.
So what do? Get the rain jacket out, hang it on the banister of the stairs by the front
you've
door.
left it there.
Halfway Chipping Norton, I'm like, I ain't got my rain jacket.
Oh.
Where is it?
Oh, because we had Storm Bert this weekend.
Yeah, so Bert was kicking off, and I was in the Bert was kicking off. I was in the mixer with no rain jacket. I was fucking drenched. I was so wet.
Yeah, it was quite cold as well, wasn't it?
It was cold. I ain't got my rain jacket. They've got their dog.
And our Bert's knocking around.
Bert's knocking about. Bert's running wild. So I'm like absolutely piss soaked through. And then we had like a bit of an awkward moment. So like, I really get on with Hayley and Ryan. It wasn't an awkward moment, by the way, just in case they listen, because I'm not bothered about this kind of thing. But they're getting married next year.
Yeah.
I've got 3 massive weddings. I've got your sister.
Yeah.
I've got Hayley and Rowan. And I've got Jack in Australia.
Nice.
I've got 3 biggies next year. I'm buzzing for it. And anyway, I said to Ryan, "Oh, so when's the stag do then?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like, it's all in the WhatsApp chat." And I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "I've not made the cut." But I was like, "Do you know what, mate? I'm not precious about that stuff. It's fair. Like, I know him. I think I know him well enough, but obviously not that well enough."
Yeah.
So yeah.
God.
Yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine though, because like Travis and that lot are going.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
They're obviously going to do something. But it was one of those moments I could tell he felt a little bit like uncomfortable, and I was like, "Oh, mate, it's honestly fine. Like I'm not." I'm not precious about that kind of stuff. So yeah. Sorry, mate. I've just unloaded for the first first 10 minutes. Did you do anything this week?
I did. We did a lot of hosting. We had a few friends around both Friday and Saturday. Played a really good game Saturday called Linky. Did you ever play it?
No.
But I tend to go
you like
for
a game, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but this is a quiz, like a very quiz game.
Okay.
Which I can tell you now is not my forte.
Okay.
I'm the kind of guy in a pub quiz that will just know one or two completely random answers that no one else does.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas this Linky, if you ever played it, is it's probably better in teams. We played it as like individuals, which didn't help. But you get basically they read through 4 questions, and
you got to guess the link.
Well, you have to you write down the answers of these 4 questions. Everyone does it individually, and then at any point as you're answering these 4 questions, you can be like you can buzzer in and say this is the link.
Okay.
If you'll get through all 4 and no one knows the link, there's a clue.
Yep.
And then if you buzz in, you guess the link. My issue is every card with 4 questions on, I probably knew 1 or 2 answers. So then I'm trying to guess the link between 1 or 2.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Basically there's a few like things within the game where like you have to spell link. If you win the card, you get the card and it's got like the LINK or E on the back of it, and you have to spell linky.
Okay.
But if you've got like multiple K's, say, you can like burn 2 and still like make someone else burn 1.
Okay.
So what happened is every time I managed to get one, which throughout the whole game was 2 cards, each time I won one,
someone took one away.
My friend burnt it for me. So I finished the game on no cards.
Oh. That's sad.
It's a good game though, but I reckon it's better as a team, definitely. So I would recommend it. I'll have to play it with you sometime. But yeah, you're right. I prefer like a card game or a board game. Like I'm a massive fan of Catan or something.
You
like
love
that.
Catan.
Yeah.
It gets a bit tense when you play Catan.
Yeah. Whereas that,
I've heard some stories about you playing Catan.
Right, yeah.
Don't know if I want to.
I've never flipped the board, so there's that, and then the other thing as well is family, grandparents.
Oh yeah, how they getting on?
They've both got dementia, and
Bless them.
I was with family being away last week. I was kind of in charge of looking after them essentially.
Yeah.
So to fill you in, and I know people don't really want to hear this, but
oh no.
So Granddad had a bit of an accident.
No.
So I went round over the weekend, cleaned it up.
Oh, did you?
Sorted it out. Yeah. And this is the out of the 2 accidents that could happen, this is the one you probably don't want to happen.
Right. Okay.
But there's
this
like
is stage 2.
There's like a rug next to his bed.
Right.
Just in case.
In case
spillage. Bit of overflow. Sorry.
So there's a splash. There's a
splash zone. Yeah.
So you got the splash zone set up.
And so I went round. I just whacked it up. Washing machine, couple of
you whacked the rug up.
Yeah.
Right.
Just blitzed it, cleaned them, sorted them out, sorted them dinner, all that.
Oh bless her.
Lucy distracted them. I did all that.
What's she doing distracting him?
Just chatting.
Right. Okay.
Just yeah.
I imagine like juggling was what popped up.
Yeah.
So she had a cut scene. Lucy's in the lounge juggling.
Then sorted them. Did a really good job.
Yeah.
Family came home Monday. Got a call from essentially my mum saying Nan's what's like, don't know what Nan's been doing. But the rug that I cleaned, she'd got a pair of scissors,
right,
and just cut it all up.
Oh,
and then hidden bits around the house.
What, just random places?
Yeah. So yeah.
Does she remember where they are?
No. There's just random bits of rug.
Bless her.
Bless
the pair of them.
Yeah, all hidden now. The other one that cracked me up as well is they thought the boiler was leaking, but we have like a camera in their house.
Yeah.
And
you got a little. It's not a secret camera, is it? They know it's.
Yeah,
there.
they know it's there. It's just for their safety, like
because they live independently, which is actually quite crazy.
Yeah,
they've got severe dementia. And they live
essentially like if you can't get hold of them on the phone, you can silence the camera and be like, "Okay, cool, they're fine. They're just cooking or something." Yeah. Well, not cooking, using the microwave. But yeah, there's basically a video of Grandad, and he essentially like dribbles on his hand whilst looking at the boiler. And then I've got it. I've actually got the video, and he dribbles on his hand whilst doing the boiler, and then he's like,
He looks up.
Bless him. Oh, no, they're
So they
good.
called
They're
you
good.
to
They're
say
good
the
crack.
boiler's fucked, and it was Grandad's dribble.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, bless him. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Because if you didn't have that camera, you wouldn't have picked that up.
No, I know. Yeah.
So that's handy.
But yeah, that's. I'd say that's
the weekend.
That's the latest.
They're back now, the family, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all back from India. They had a good trip.
Yeah.
Speaking to my girl about it last night, and she seemed to have a good time. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, 'cause they went together.
Yeah. No, they had a really good time as a four of them. I like that they do that kind of stuff. Like they're still getting out, getting after it, making the most of it, which is really nice. Yeah, and what else was I going to say to you? Wicked. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've got anything else for my weekend. I made notes this week, so I'm going to check.
Did you?
Notes.
Yeah, I made some. There's a few more I've got, but that's.
Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say is you've obviously stitched me up this morning.
Oh, you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the video of me singing to myself.
Your little rendition of
the jingle. When you approached me this start this week, I was like, I've got a video to edit. I was like, oh fucking hell! I was like, Andy's doing some video content. This is change, man.
Yeah.
I was like expecting you to have done something that like was going to put yourself out there,
and it's you,
and it's me making a prat of myself.
Yeah.
So
well, you stitched me up. Did I talk about this in the last episode?
I
did, didn't I?
Yeah. It's coming. That episode is coming next week. Obviously, well, it's weird, but yeah, no, the stitch up was there, and also Shan the Flasher has been on the case this week.
What? She watched it, listened to it.
Yeah. Well, Shan the Flasher's listened to it, right? So she's
Can you?
She's a photographer. For anyone that's why we call her Shan the Flasher.
Oh, dear.
Well, she's not a photographer. She took some She took some photos at my stepdad's 60th birthday, and then my mum's 60th birthday. She was on the camera, and ever since then, she's been Shan the Flasher, in my world. But she
Luke loves a nickname, essentially.
Yes, I do like a nickname. Yeah, but she got hold of the first podcast, and she's watched the video, and she's texted me basically being like, a company that she works for owes her a bit of a favour, so she reckons she can get us a light up G to go in that orange strip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Unreal.
So Shan the Flash is on the case. She texts me about measurements.
Have you just gone for something massive?
No, do you know what? Like, I was making myself.
So then the orange strip.
Yeah, the orange strip.
You just gonna have like a Giig logo.
Yeah,
basically.
a G.
G. Nice.
She's going to get a G done.
And is it? I guess it'll be slightly different font or
slightly different font. No.
So like RG.
I think RG.
That is in.
She asked me for the JPEG of the G, so she must be able to get that lasered.
Oh, bloody hell! Fair play. If that's
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going places if we get a light up G.
Yeah. Shout out to Shan the Flash.
No budget podcast anymore with a light up G.
Light up G. Well, we'll see how the light up part goes. She was saying that might be a bit. Maybe I've oversold it, but she was definitely saying the G is a thing for sure.
So where's the light come from?
The light up part, it might be a thing, I think.
Right, okay.
She mentioned that.
Well, yeah.
But she was
So what would the G, if it's not light up, what would it be made of?
Well, she works for a company that do like
granite tops.
Granite tops.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's made out of granite. So I don't know how I'm going to hang it. We'll see what happens.
We'll find a way.
But yeah, she's on the case. The flash is up for it. Must be one of the only ones that watched it on YouTube, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably because it was out on YouTube.
Yeah, by mistake.
Yeah.
I was getting it all ready to go, and I was like, "We'll get it all ready."
You should click publish.
And yeah, no, do you know what? I think I scheduled it, but I think I scheduled it for the next day.
Right.
I think I did schedule it, but I didn't schedule it for the Wednesday. I scheduled it for the next day, but it's only got like 19 views. Oh, we beat your target.
10.
We must be over 20 listens
on the first episode.
On the first
that's the only one that's out at the moment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, kind of blew me away a little bit.
So on the way to 50.
On the way to 50 listens.
Yeah, 50 listens.
And where it's now been in the public domain, like I was at a meeting yesterday and I come out of that meeting and it's only 2 people, right? But
they asked for your autograph.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're next in town. Ben, who I used to work with, and Lauren had both messaged me, and they've messaged me within about 20 minutes, and the notifications were one above the other, and it was just like really made me laugh. Like I found it funny.
Yeah.
And and I was just like, oh, that's cool, because that's what I wanted it to be. Like the fact that 2 people have listened for me they've listened to the whole thing. They've listened to an hour. Like to me, that's a lot.
Really? Yeah.
I think so, because like people are so short attention span these days.
Well, like the way this has gone so far, I feel like it's ideal for this kind of a bit of background
noise.
Yeah.
That's...
rather than like really getting. I don't know. Maybe we need to up the ante a bit, and like so you can actually get something out of it. But yeah, I feel like the way we've gone so far is just very kind of background noise, that kind of vibe.
Well, I think that's what I think that's what we will do better than anything else.
Yeah,
but it makes me laugh if people say to me like, "Oh, so what's your podcast going to be about?" And I'm like, "Oh, just a bit of background noise."
Yeah, I love that.
Like, it's just a little bit of something to put on in the background. People are like, right, so you're not going to like try and plug the business, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but we naturally would be doing that anyway. We've already done it quite a few times, but we've not really decided what we're doing this podcast on, even though I think we finished on the last one and said we'll plan the next one better.
And then you rang me in the car when I was on the way down here.
Yeah. One thing on this week that we mentioned last week. Obviously, your clip or your online pod with Kate O'Neill came up this week. That went live. I thought it was really good, mate.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought you come across quite well. When I first spoke to you and you went, oh yeah, the first bit I was probably quite flustered.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite good.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, like serious, because I've not watched it back. It's too cringe for me to watch
back.
back.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I've not watched it. I've avoided it.
Yeah, I thought you were really good. I thought it was fine.
Oh, really?
I thought, I kind of like half-heartedly watched it, if I'm honest, because I was working at the same time.
Background noise. It's what I do best.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, put me to sleep.
It's my genre.
Your genre.
Background noise.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I actually thought what you were talking about was
wasn't just waffle. It actually kind of made sense.
Really helpful.
Really? Yeah. Nice. So I think I can expand on it as well. Like I definitely think there's something in it to do, because like I say, I'm getting asked to, like team want me to do one as well.
Nice.
In the upcoming, like next year, so like we've obviously,
when you've honed in your skills a bit more and it's less waffly.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Andy's not got back to me yet, so he might have changed his mind already. But the Kate
he hasn't seen any episodes yet.
Nah, and I pinged him one as well, and he's not replied.
He's backtracking. He's deleting his emails.
Yeah, I've seen he's opened the email 3 times, and but no, the Kate O'Neill thing was good. It was good. I appreciate her having me on, and it's kind of like the first thing that I've done in that space, and I know that I need to do more.
Yeah,
because like our investor Phil, Phil. Yeah. He basically had a conversation with me once, and or recently, and was like, he invests in a couple of people, and he said there's lots of founders out there that they go for like the PR and they go for the awards, and it's like they're front and center and they want to be center of attention, and he's like, the product they're building probably needs some work, but they're all in on PR and like raising awareness.
Yeah,
and he's like, you're the opposite. You're sat in your little room and you're just focused on this little product, and you're obsessed, and you've got a really good little product, but you're a fucking hermit and no one knows who you are, so you need to start getting out and like doing other things. He didn't actually call me a hermit, but one of our users did. And I was like, yeah, that's all I do. Because they were like, what have you done this week?
So one of the users actually said you're a hermit?
Yeah, because I was telling this story to Jen. And Jen went, Jen was like, how was your weekend? And I was like, yeah, I just kind of stayed in, did a bit of work. And she was like, your investor's right, you're a hermit. So I was like,
Luke the Hermit.
Right, yeah, Luke the Hermit. Doesn't come out much. So that's why the Kate O'Neill thing was a little bit like, doing that webinar with her was a little bit of a step into that for me, and I know I need to do more of that. But I'm glad you think
I thought it was good
as well.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've realised as well is where we're 2 weeks behind on this. In last week's episode, we were like, oh yeah,
next Wednesday. Do you know what? I thought exactly the same thing.
Next Wednesday, 12:30, like we're promoting it. Yeah. So by the time people get it, it's a week old.
Yeah. And the rest.
Kate O'Neill thing's a week old. So yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't know how we do that in the future. Like promote.
We just have to think about the timing before, or
we can work
it's like in this episode we've just spoken about Storm Burt.
Yes,
we'll probably be on like God knows back down to the bottom of the alphabet on the next Storm.
back down to the bottom of the alphabet. Z, Z, Z.
Well, near the bottom of the alphabet.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
You take me so literal.
But that was enjoyable. There's been quite a few comments on it as well that I need to get back to, because where I was out yesterday, I seen that like there was, because people can comment on the live as you're doing it.
So, on the Kate O'Neill one. Yeah.
So people can ask you questions as you're on.
Yeah,
and
saw that.
Obviously, you can reply, but where it was pre-recorded, we weren't replying. And Kate said usually when you're doing a live anyway, you focus on the conversation.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like, just
it's actually quite a good way of doing it, I thought.
What's that? The live?
Doing it a pre-recorded live.
Right. Okay. I've got the ability to do lives now. LinkedIn have messaged me the other day. I must be a man around town.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey, you're going places.
Forget
Luke the Hermit.
Luke's live.
Yeah, live Luke.
Live.
Luke the Hermit out, live Luke in.
Luke the Hermit's a thing of the past. Yeah, they've seen me do one webinar with Kate O'Neill. They're like, bosh, a live capability. You can have it. I don't know what I was going to say to you. Yeah, people were commenting on it, so I need to go back to it.
Right.
Have a read. But yeah, it would be good. And she said about doing it again. And also, if we start getting guests on here, she'd probably be someone.
Yeah.
Quite good. But it's just the logistics, because I want to do it in person all the time.
Yeah.
She's in like the Outer Hebrides.
She's in Wales, I think, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in Wales, yeah. Is the Hebrides a real place, or have I just...
Oh, I don't know. Right, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, like, I think...
Sounds it. Rings a bell.
I'll check for next week, the Outer Hebrides, whether it's a thing or not. But it would be, it'd be good to do it in person, and I think, we'd have to figure that out. I know we've got a secret plan in the back of our head.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to keep that, like, I'm going to keep that on the lowdown until it happens, but we need to figure out how we make it.
Yeah, I reckon still, I think you should touch on it a little bit.
No,
I don't. As in, no, not say anything about it, but, actually, I take that back. Say little bits about it, about, like, we've got this plan.
We've got a plan.
It's really exciting.
It's really exciting.
But we're not going to tell anyone.
Not going to tell anyone. And it's a long-term plan.
See, they'll be asking now.
What?
They'll be asking now. What's the plan? You can't tell.
Can't tell. When we reveal the plan, we'll get there one day. But no, it'd be good to get her on, do it in person, get other people. The team thing is kind of happening now.
So we can talk about that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Again, like at the moment, we've got 20 people listening, right? So it's like not that big.
And some of them
deal.
Are part of team already?
Yeah.
What is team
already? Team is a little community of. It's a little community. I think they're up to 511 members now, and it is basically a group that supports recruitment agencies or startup recruiters, solo recruiters. They go all the way through, don't they? I know they have solos. Maybe we should start plugging them when we know this better. But I know they've got solo groups, they've got small agency groups, and I think they've got like what they call scale up agencies. Yeah. And they're a community where they have team exchange, where they share roles and they share job opportunities, which I think is quite a good thing. I hear that's like quite a useful platform.
Yeah. Am I right thinking the people I've spoken to who are members of team they tend to shout about that?
The team exchange.
Yeah.
I think it's their like
for the one man bands, it's probably quite big.
Yeah, massive. I think like especially if you're under like a non-compete or something, you can go to team exchange and work on roles for other people in other industries, or it's a way to like collaborate with other people from the get-go so that you're not like treading on the toes of your non-compete. So you can go to team exchange and you can spark relationships up with people, and they basically do fee sharing 50-50. They also get discounts on job boards and tools and things like that. They have service providers. Hello. We're officially one.
Yeah, big news.
Respect.
That's what?
I put my hand out to them. I was like, service, and I put my hand out to fist bump you. And got nothing back.
Because they're always at the like the networking events, aren't they, team?
Yeah, they're at the expo.
They stand normally.
They do they have lots of people that they bring in that do different types of coaching, mental health talks. They're connected to lots of different coaches, wellbeing experts, that type of thing. So I think it's a really good little community they're building, and it's our first partnership as well. So that's really exciting. So we'll see how that goes. But Andy is someone that
great name.
Yeah. I'd like to get on the pod as well at some point.
Yeah, nice. I've actually never spoken to Andy, but seems like a nice guy from what I've seen.
Yeah, no, he is a really nice guy actually. He's a really nice guy, and he's been really useful in getting us up and running. So that's exciting. I think that's a good future thing for us. And then Yesterday I was out knitting.
Oh, yeah. Again, never spoken to him, but I've seen him.
Seen him. He's
on
everywhere.
LinkedIn.
He's everywhere.
What do you mean he's everywhere?
He's everywhere.
Was it like a virus?
The knitting virus. Knitting 19.
No.
Yeah, no, he's everywhere. Do you not think he's everywhere?
Oh, well, no. Well, he's all over my LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's everywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. Pops up on. Yeah, he pops up on a few different like channels on LinkedIn. To me, I can't tell you what they are. They're just on my feed.
On your feed, yeah, because he's obviously got his podcast, which I think,
that's what I've seen a lot. I've seen the one because he did a live not a live podcast, but a podcast at one of the expos, which is quite a cool idea.
He did a podcast at the expo I went to.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Rec Talk Live,
which I thought was quite nice. I think I quite like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, it worked quite well. For him, it was a fucking easy gig because he just sat there. It's like
so nothing was planned. It just people come up and be like,
oh no. So he was doing he was in a corner of the room somewhere doing like little mini episodes with like planned people, right?
Right.
But then they put him on stage on the Thursday, or fucking hell, I can't remember what day was it on. Was it Wednesday, Thursday? Anyway, the second day afternoon he was on stage, but he had 3 guests in chairs, and he was like, "Welcome to the Rec Talk Live thing," and then this is the topic we're doing, and these are my guests, and then they kind of spoke. They did like little segments, so he was just like chilling on the big, cool. Yeah. But he's a nice guy. I like him. And it was interesting to like when I say he's everywhere, he because he talks to everyone in the industry. Yeah, he knows everyone. Of sorts, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know such and such, and I was sitting there just like, I'm a hermit.
Not anymore. Live Luke.
I'm live Luke. I was like, I'm a hermit. I don't get out. So it was kind of like interesting just to sit and chat with him yesterday about what he's up to, and also hear his story, because like he's only recently fallen onto my radar in the last couple of months. But he's been doing this podcast thing for 2 years. And
really?
Yeah, and it's one of those reminders, if you don't see that, you don't see all the graft that goes in. All of a sudden he's everywhere in my world. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Sorry, Nathan. I didn't mean that.
Where's
I didn't mean that in a creepy way.
What were you doing yesterday? Were you on a date?
Well, we did, yeah. Meal for 2, the Acorn pub. No, we didn't eat. We had a couple of Guinness Zeros. Guinness, the old Guinness Zeros.
Quite like them.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
It's not quite the same, but
no,
as again, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, but do you know what? For an alcohol-free option, I think I'm
all for it.
Yeah, good, I think it's a good vibe. It's probably the best alcohol-free option I've had to go on.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. So we had a few of them. Put the world to rights. He's a man with lots of ideas.
Right. Okay.
Loads of ideas. He's
more than you.
Oh yeah, way more than me. Like I've honed in. I'm like obsessive with one thing.
Yeah.
I get my.
And then you move on to the next thing.
Nah. But
within reason, you have a overarching idea, and then it's always little new ideas within that.
Yeah, I would say so. Whereas he's got like different ideas.
Yeah,
within recruitment, but like different ideas, and yeah, it was interesting to listen to him. So he's got a lot going on with his like podcast, and then his rec tools, and then he's got some other things bubbling away, which I won't say in case he doesn't want people to know about him yet.
Yeah,
but
nice.
Yeah, no, that was quite good. And it's also nice just to get out and chat to people.
Yeah, this like a bit of anti Luke the Hermit.
Yeah, anti Luke the Hermit. Trip out to Bicester for me. That's a big day out.
Nice. I've not been there for a long time.
Do you know what? It's good. I went there with my parents not too long ago. Have you actually been there before?
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. Like I've got my family coming up this weekend. So like my family are a nightmare in the nicest way possible. And I've got my auntie. They're coming up today actually. My auntie, my nan, and my mum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're here until Sunday.
What day is it?
Thursday.
Yeah. Oh wow. Blimey.
Yeah, well they're going to Wadston. And they're going to stay in Wadston
to see the lights. Or?
Yeah, they're going to do the thing that we're going to do in a couple of weeks. Fuck, that's next weekend. 7th.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're doing that. They're going to go to Wadston Manor. They're going to go to the Christmas market. They're going to go.
Yeah, because this is the other thing. The week after that, we're doing. God, I'm seeing a lot of you. We're doing a Taskmaster thing, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Have you done that?
No.
That's for Shan the Flasher.
Yeah. So I've done one. I've done one video, but
how many videos?
We've been so busy.
Yeah, I'm the same.
That
I feel sorry for her.
Me and Lucy both have to be in or like around to video each other. But when I'm free, she's busy, and when she's free, I'm busy. So it's like,
right.
I've done one video so far.
So how many videos are you supposed to do?
I think I've got one other, like another 2 little videos. I've done the big one. Yeah, something like that. Or another 3. It's 4. Maybe it's 4 in total.
Videos, right? Okay, shit.
Have you done it?
No, I've done nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tackle the rest probably on Saturday.
Because my brother rang me up, and my brother was like, "You need to get on this thing for Shan the Flasher, because otherwise, if you leave it last minute, she's gonna be like panicking, doing all of the."
Yeah.
So she was like, she put in a chaser, didn't she, to say?
Yeah, I apologise, but
me too, Shan. Sorry, mate.
But sorry,
I don't know where we're going.
This weekend,
my family are coming up. Yeah, but I don't know where that was going.
Waterston, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I went to Bicester with them, but we might what I was going to say is we might go again this weekend because they're all coming up, and my mum was like, Auntie Sally quite fancies it, but it's just going to be fucking carnage, isn't it?
Yeah.
This close to Christmas, like, it's really nice there, and it's a really good. There's loads of little outlets. It's where I got your tiramisu lint ball from.
Oh, fantastic! By the way,
tiramisu one.
Yeah,
you love
it. I'm a massive fan of
you tiramisu.
Well, both of them.
Don't you have a personalised tiramisu spoon? Have I made that up?
No, I don't. But I know where you've gone with that. It wasn't for me. It was for my gran.
So she's got a personalised tiramisu spoon.
Yeah.
That you use to eat tiramisu when you go to your gran's.
No. Why are you trying to make it so weird?
Because
it's nothing to do with me.
What, the spoon?
Someone bought it.
You love tiramisu.
Yeah.
There's a special tiramisu spoon that lives at your gran's.
Right.
Yeah. Is that correct? Also
correct. Yeah.
And when you go to your gran's, what do you eat?
Tiramisu.
I rest my case.
Why do you make it so weird?
Because I can just see your granny being like, Andy, here's your special tiramisu.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Well, you've got me sidetracked then, didn't we?
I actually don't know where we're going.
We were talking about
lost at the moment.
We were talking about knitting, and then Vista, and then
my family coming up. Yeah.
So what we touching on is
Temp Workflows is nearly done.
Update on Giig, yeah.
Yeah, Temp Workflows is nearly done.
Was that out this week?
Nah.
Early next.
Do you know what? Maybe tomorrow, early next week. Yeah, it's going really well actually. So do you know what's cool about the Temp Workflows?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Since our last podcast, I've seen glimpses of what it would look like.
How have you seen glimpses? Where have you been?
Timesheets and.
Oh yeah, timesheets ain't going to come though. With this one.
Ah, right, there you go.
We built it without timesheets in the end. So it's really funny, but no, timesheets will come.
Yeah.
But we're going for a workflow without timesheets.
Okay.
So that if the user doesn't want to do timesheets, because obviously timesheets will help with the accuracy, but because like you're then going to pinpoint these are exactly how many hours the contractor's worked, and therefore this is the exact fee you've earned from that placement. But you know how some people just want to move quick. And they don't want to, so we built a way that you can actually just run it without the timesheets anyway. Yeah. And we give you all estimated
it makes sense as well, actually, when you say that, because I guess quite a few established agencies will probably already have a way of
doing
managing their timesheets, or whether they actually offload that to a third party or something to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot will. But then again, for the freelance or the solo recruiters that are just starting out that don't have tools, they've now got a temp management tool that also does timesheets.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but what's really cool about it is obviously you can send a candidate to a temp job with all the day rates and the pay rates and stuff, right? So that's cool. Goes through. You can either push them straight to a contract. So if you want to put them be like this person's going straight on, you can, or you can push them into an interview pipeline. So you can do either or. Nice. You can say they've got to go through a process, or you can just say this person's going straight onto contract. When you've done that, so when you've sent them onto a contract, we've got this little board that's got 4 columns in it. Starting soon, on contract, ending soon, and recently finished.
Nice.
And it automatically takes them through that based on the dates. You don't have to move it.
I like it.
Yeah. Sometimes we're cool, I think.
Yeah, I like it.
So if you're then building a contractor pipeline, or you're building a contractor desk,
you can see if you need to get them into another contract.
Yeah, and you can see who's starting soon, and you can see who you've got on and what money that's bringing in, because every column's got the running total at the top.
Yeah.
So you can open that board and go, okay, we've got 10 people on contract at the moment. Yeah. We've got 2 that are finishing soon. We've got 5 that are starting, and you don't have to manage that at all. If you put in the correct dates of when the contract starts and ends, it just takes them through that board. Yeah. And you can change in the set. This is the thing that I thought was really smart. Really smart.
Go on.
you have the ability to change the days of when it moves. So let me try and explain. So like if they're in contract, at what point do you want them to move into finishing soon? So we've set it as like within, say, 5 days, they move in. But if you're doing really small contracts, you might be like, actually, I only want a day before the contract ends. So you can go into the global settings and you can customize at what point it moves the cards for you. So if you're someone that does like a contract that's 6 months, you might want ending soon to be 30 days time.
Yeah.
If you're someone that does weeks, you might just want it to be a day.
Yeah.
So it, like, again, you can set it up to your own cadence to move it through.
I like it.
Samwise set it up and he was like, oh, I'm going to set it at like 15 days. And I'm like, well, what if the person's just on a contract for a week?
Well, it's one of these things is everyone works differently as well.
That's the hard thing to
you're trying to build
do,
a product that caters for everyone. But I think that's kind of physically impossible without, because it would just be a complete mess.
Yeah, and
you
that's
kind of have to have some structure around it.
And that's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
The challenge is building, and we're getting better at it, because when we first started, Samwise would ask me like, oh, what do you want me to build? And I would just build for how I would work.
Yeah.
But we are getting better at being like, oh, but there's probably someone out there that would want to do it in this way. And an example of that is pushing them straight to a contract rather than into an interview process. Because there's some agencies we deal with that we know they just go, oh, this person's starting on Monday, push them straight through. Whereas there are some that are like, oh, they've got 2-stage interviews to do.
Yeah. Nice. And so that's coming out
next week, I would say.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time you're listening to this.
By the time people are listening to this, it'll be gone. Yeah.
It'll be well out.
Yeah.
We'll be on to the next.
We'd have done about 6 things by then, yeah.
Yeah. Would we?
No. But, yeah, it will be out by the time this is live. You'll have it before Christmas. All of those of you that are asking for a temp pipeline for Christmas.
It's coming.
We're delivering it. Oh, we're the guys.
All I want for
Christmas is
a
temp pipeline. Fucking hell. We're idiots.
Cut.
Do you know what? That reminds me, right? One of the comments that I've had like about the podcast being funny, I text back being like, I was really worried we're going to come across immature. And they were like, yeah, you're immature, but you're being yourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
They were like, do you know what their comment was on it? They were like, you could be seen as immature, but the one thing that comes across is it's genuine. And they were like, there's so many people in industry that do podcasts that are just trying to show off, and then it comes across genuine. So I was sitting here singing.
I said that before we started. I'm not interested in pretending to be
someone that I'm not. Yeah.
Someone that I'm not.
And we've got nothing to show off either. It's like, what do?
I'll speak for yourself.
What are you showing?
I don't know.
Fucking hell. But yeah, temp pipelines will be done, and then it's the race to the baby. Really, we're on the race to the baby after the temp pipelines.
Race to the baby.
Race to the baby. Yeah.
What's the baby?
It's a big event.
Oh, as in
Samwise is having a baby.
Oh right, I wonder where you're going with that.
Where did you think?
I don't know. I don't know. You having a baby?
Nah, not that I'm aware.
Yeah, no, sorry.
So after the temp pipelines go live, I'm calling it a race to the baby.
Right,
where
okay.
Basically, we've got to get as much done as we can before he disappears for the birth of his second child. And
I don't know if they're keeping it a surprise, aren't they? Boy or girl?
No, they know.
Oh, they do. Boy or girl?
Is it? Yeah. Can we say? Is that?
I don't know.
Highly confidential information.
When I spoke to him, he said,
I know what it is.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'll speak to him then.
Yeah. Speak to me, I'll tell you. But I guessed what it was as well. I was just like, I can see this being the scenario.
I know what he wanted.
Oh, do you know what he wanted?
But I didn't know what he wanted. I'm not going to say, just in case it doesn't go down well.
Right, okay. So, So then after we've done the temp pipelines, it's customization. Is what I think we're going to push
nice.
for. I think that'd be big, because I think the big thing about customization,
like on the pipeline boards, or
everywhere. You want customization? Customization for you and you and you.
For the listeners, I put a weird face then when he said that.
Yeah. No, customization on the data collected on the cards. So if you've got a candidate card, you could say, oh, we want to collect driving license number. So we're going to add a little form and we're going to put driving license number there. So every time we open up the card, driving license number is there. Date of birth is
good.
There.
Yeah.
Like anything. Because I'll give you an example. I was on a catch-up call with one of our users at the start of this week, and she said to me, she was like, oh, I want a place to store leads. And like leads is subjective to everyone, right? So she was like asking for a place to basically store against a contact the job that person's hiring for. So she can open the contact and say, oh, okay, they're advertising this job and I'm going to chase that as a lead. And like we could go down the route of building a leads board, but that might only be useful for her. So when we were chatting, I was like, what might really help you is customization, because then you could create a little form and say, this is where I'm going to store my leads and I'm going to put it in there. And that solves the problem for her.
Yeah. I do you know what? I've had exactly the same conversation with someone I spoke with this week.
About leads?
Yeah. About having a leads board. But then when I started talking about customization, she was like, oh, can just
had the same conversation. Yeah. That's weird, isn't it?
Which yeah.
So customization on there, also in the pipelines as well, so people can customize the pipelines. And there was another one that I really wanted to do. Forms. So our careers page.
Yep.
You've got a careers page where people advertise their open vacancies. That form that candidates fill in is like a blanket form. It's like name, email address, role title, free text box. I want to allow people to edit that so that they can do things like maybe GDPR. So they can say, this is our privacy policy, and help recruiters make sure they're GDPR compliant by saying, okay, we can put our privacy policy in here, or we can put our terms of business in here.
I like it.
And they can adjust the form in whichever way they want to.
That would, okay, I've got to rack my brain, because that would tick the box for someone else I spoke to. So I've got to work out who that was.
So they're the three big things: customization of the pipelines, customization of the fields, and customization of the forms. And I think then if we can get that done, and then we batten up the hatches before Samwise goes away, that's jobs are good. And then he's going to come back in the new year with another kid and loads more features.
Yeah. No, nice.
The other thing we should say as well. Oh, go on, you go.
Well, no, because I might be moving. I might be moving on. Go
on. Just work-related thing. I'm moving away from temp pipelines. All I was going to say is we hit another record month for new subscribers.
Oh yeah,
last Friday.
Look, well, we're not done with the month yet.
No, but we've already beat it.
Oh right. No, fucking hell.
And it's going to be a record month. What the record is, we don't know.
Okay.
But we're into a record.
I thought
month.
You were going to say what the record was. That's what I thought you were going with.
Right. Yeah. No. We can wait and see when we get. But we ticked over Friday. It's like another record month, and like it's November. I want to drive hard into Christmas. I'm already feeling a little dusting of slowing down for Christmas, though. Which I
okay.
I mean, a couple of people are like winding back, aren't they?
Yeah.
We had a few of that.
But then there's also some that are like that. Full Christmas, bosh.
Full steam into Christmas.
Yeah.
Straight into Santa's sack. Full steam ahead. What's that for?
Straight to Santa's sack.
Well.
Yeah, nice. Well, no, I was going to say, so one thing you said to me this week, you had an idea.
Yes.
Which is, it was most weeks.
Yes.
Like you was talking about a Giig It A Rest moment.
Yeah, I was.
Do you want to explain?
It could be a short segment, this. But I was thinking that if we start getting gigs on.
Gigs?
Gigs on.
Yeah, go on.
What was I trying to say? Guests.
Guests.
If we start getting guests on, I was thinking, like, what could one of the questions be that we ask? And I was thinking it could be, what is your Giig It A Rest moment? Like there's a bit of an icebreaker. What's that moment that you've had when you've been working in recruitment where you just like, Giig It A Rest? Like, I've had enough.
Right, okay.
Because I thought it could bring out some good stories in people.
Okay.
So then I was like, have you ever had a Giig It A Rest moment?
Well, yeah, you see, I didn't know where you were going with this.
Oh, right, okay. So what have you got? Well,
no, but I don't know if people can relate, but I just thought it was quite funny. So I jumped on a demo with an agency of 6 to 8 people the other week. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. And
so this is a recent moment.
This isn't in your recruitment. I mean, it's yeah. So this wasn't. This was just. I just thought. I don't know. You said Giig It A Rest. You didn't give me much to go on, so I was like, got to think of it.
Didn't give you much to go on.
You said I want you to think of a Giig It A Rest moment.
Yeah, there you go. What do you need?
So I thought of a moment, and it happened to be recent.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough.
Jumped on a demo of 6 to 8 people, and
68.
No, not 60, not 68. 6 to 8 people. Okay. I can't remember. To do a demo, I was like, I work remote a lot of the time. Jumped on with my video on.
I know what's coming.
Yeah, jumped on my video on, and then they all, accepted everyone into the meeting, and no one had a video on. So then I went with it. So I've just basically done the whole demo
to a black screen.
To just loads of boxes of people, and to be honest, they hardly said anything. There was one person that kept piping up a little bit. Well, kept piping up, spoke a little bit, but that was it. It was a bit, yeah. I don't know if you've ever had that, but you kind of think like, who's behind the camera? What they're doing?
They're probably just watching, mate. Nothing weird.
Yeah, I do.
Sat there naked.
Yeah.
Definitely crosses your mind.
But yeah, I just think in the virtual world that we live in, I know it's not all virtual, but like, why don't you just be a camera on?
Well, it's you made the rookie error, and to be fair, I've made it there.
I went in camera on, is what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you went in camera on. You went in like
I've learnt now.
You went in the full Monty.
Yeah,
you went in swinging, and like I always go in incognito, and then I let them make the first move.
So the normal thing, the thing I should have done is just turn my camera off, which is quite easy. But I just went with it.
You were like, I'm here now.
I'm here now. Yeah,
I'm here now. Yeah, no, I agree with you, because otherwise
it's more personable.
Yeah, and you also look a little bit sheepish. You're like, oh no, quick, camera off, and they've like seen you, and you're panicking straight away. You're like clicking around, like, and then the camera goes off.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'll have a think about,
I think it could be a good icebreaker for when we get guests on. Like, what is your Giig It A Rest moment? Like, because it could bring up funny stories.
I'll think of a better moment than that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you meant with it though, but yeah, go on. What's yours?
Next week. Well, do you know what? Just before I do mine, Nitin was talking about this yesterday, because to jump back to him and podcasts, and I was talking about us getting guests on, and I was talking about like the genre of being background noise. And he said, like, one of the things you might find hard is like with the guests, bringing them into that kind of mentality, because he said you like speak to people that you think, oh, they'll be a really good guest, and they come and they're just like, this is what I do with my business, and this is what, and they straight away, they're just like, as soon as the cameras go on, they go into that kind of like robot mode. So like the Giig It A Rest question is my way of being like, how do we coax out maybe some funny stories, some humor,
especially you can just go into like, like some people go into that kind of like, they have like an auto sell.
Yes. Yeah. And it's so easy to do.
It's like cold calling or something, you just go into that.
You go into corporate.
Andy. You
go into corporate Andy straight away. And do you know what? That's exactly when I look back at the early videos that I've done, and I still am trying to get better on with camera now. But like,
yeah, what was the video you did this week where the first bit you're like this? Honestly, I was like, he's like, good morning, LinkedIn.
I was losing my mind at that point in time.
Yeah,
just like,
it looked like it. If you watch it, if I didn't message you. I didn't message you because I was like, oh no, I'll leave him to it. I'll just But if you watch it with no sound, it's really weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, fair enough. No, do you know what? I'm trying to be more authentic.
I did it to the camera, then you're gonna get me with that.
What?
Good morning, LinkedIn. You're gonna get me with that.
Do you know what? I wasn't, but I am now. I wasn't, but I am now. Right. Oh, very good.
Why did I do that? Go on, carry on.
We should wrap it up, really, shouldn't we? But like the Giig It A Rest moment one of the ones I had in recruitment, and the story's not that interesting, so it is quite short. But like, ran the recruitment process. Geezer goes to start. First day, walks into the office and discovers it's a pet-friendly office, and he's allergic to dogs.
So what did he do?
No, he couldn't start. They said we can't.
He walked in, walked out.
Yeah, he walked in, went, you've got dogs in here. I'm off. And he rang me up and was like, I can't work there. You know when you're doing that, like, oh, how'd your first day go kind of conversation?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I can't. And you're like, why? And he's like, I'm really allergic to dogs, and it's a dog-friendly office. And I spoke to the hiring manager guy, and he was like, yeah, that policy won't change, so it's not going to work. So we didn't make a fee. And and you're just like,
yeah, who's not told him that?
Yeah, I know. Dog interviewed him as well. Little specs on, sat behind the thing. But yeah, that was my Giig It A Rest moment.
Okay, yeah, I'll rack my brain. I reckon I can pull up a couple of them.
Yeah, nice. We'll do it for next week. Maybe next week we do plan something a little bit more.
Yeah,
we say it every week.
Yeah, well, we'll see. This is where we wrap it up, isn't it?
Until next time.
Hit it. Your boss at Recruitment.
Good morning. You got your LinkedIn account and your mobile phone.
Oh,
We've got the
dear.
candidates
Every week now I'm gonna
playing
start the
hard
podcast
to
with
get.
Yeah,
We'll
how
call
did
you
LinkedIn?
next week.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet. So much time of going to
Yeah,
and fro.
let me keep that rolling.
You get got another offer, or salary's too low. Hours or searching and hours of stress. Come on, candidates, just gig it a rest. Come on, candidates, just gig it a rest.